Hello everyone and welcome to the stream. I am attempting a quick stream off of the laptop just to see how it's going, just to see if we can stream through the laptop. So we're just going to throw up a tweet at small streamers at streamers online. Streams gone live as an experiment from the laptop while partner is in hospital. youtube.com. So let's get that music up and running and let's play a little bit of Brawlhalla. It's just going to be a random game stream. I'm just going to be jumping in and out of every game and any game. Not really sure what I'll end up playing. But just going to bounce about and do some streaming. And play a few games just to see what captures my fancy. Let's jump into a little bit of ranked, I think, with Hattori. Playing on the laptop, so I probably won't do as well as I should, but we'll see how we manage. We're up against Krav from Pinder Circus. A little bit of a pink mirage going on there. It seems to be a kind of popular thing to have the pink characters. A little bit of lag there. No, you don't. Nice try. Come on, stop with the spinny attacks. I refuse to go down to spinny attack cheese. Damn it, spinny attack cheese. Yeah, I don't know how well the stream will encode or how well it will transmit, or how well I'll be able to play games while streaming. Online games might be a bit of a no-no. I might play some single player stuff later on, but you're all more than welcome to hang out with me while I do. You never know, I might have some game in my collection that you've been dying to know how it works. Come on. Come on, Krav. I can do this. Wonder if they're called Krav because of Krav Maga or if they're called Krav for another reason. That down attack spear spam. If one thing I think they should do on this game is the spam heavy weapons, the weapons that a lot of people do spam with, and I'm included in that. I will happily down attack spam. I think they should tweak them a little bit. Maybe reduce the area of effect of the spam attacks slightly. Because this game works entirely off hitboxes. And a small difference in hitboxes makes all the difference in the game. Yeah, that was a little bit laggy, I think. So what I'll probably do is I'll probably switch over onto something else on the stream. Hey, Schweeb! Thank you very much for popping in. Sorry, my chat's a little bit hard to see on the screen for the stream when it's on a laptop. The graphics should be alright on the laptop. The laptop's got a decent graphics center. My main concern on the laptop is the processing power being able to encode fast enough. So it's dropped frames I'm mainly concerned about, really, is just losing out on those important frames. Let's play a little bit of single player stuff. I will hop onto OBS and I will add this in once it opens. And I'll make sure I add it into the stream description as well, that at 0006 we homeworld. So let's grab some Homeworld 2 Remastered, or some Homeworld Remastered, sorry. Homeworld Remastered, a little bit different game to the original because it focused, instead of being primarily focused on a Homeworld 1 engine where you had individual units, it looked more at a Homeworld 2 engine, which was squad based. So let's go to Windowed and to Standard Stream Resolution, because that will make it easier to encode. And if I can then actually move it so that it's not tucked away at the bottom half of my screen. There we go, I can actually see what I'm playing. Whoop whoop. And we will shift this over to Homeworld Remastered. And hopefully Homeworld Remastered will appear in the stream. Yay, Homeworld Remastered. Whoop whoop. As I said, like, I've just jumped on this because I haven't really been playing, well, I haven't really been doing anything while I've been waiting for my partner in hospital. And I've just found out that she's not going to be coming back anytime soon. So let's jump on to the first mission, the Karak Systems. So this is a 3D real-time strategy. It was one of the very first fully 3D real-time space strategies. Most space strategies before this, and actually most space strategies after this, did space either as levels, so you had level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever, or it did it as a flat plane. So there was no 3D movement. This game is a true 3D, full 3D movement space strategy, which makes it a really interesting and quite a meaty challenge. I might have to turn up the audio slightly. If we are getting any audio from the game at all. We are not.
Scaffold control standing by. All stations green.
That beautiful aria.
You got it.
Bays 8, 9, and 10 sealed.
Scaffold decks A, B, C secure. Decks D and E secure. Scaffold secure. All systems green.
Thank you, sweet. As I said, it's going to be a little bit difficult for me to see and reply backwards and forwards with the chat. I'm going to do my best to see and reply.
This is Fleet Command. Reporting mothership relaunch status. Command online. Resourcing online. Construction online. Cryogenic subsections A through J online. K through S online. Scaffold control stand by for alignment.
When you think about it, I mean, I know the graphics have been updated for this version, but when you think about it, this game came out decades ago, and just this beautiful building area area as this thing
Alignment
came
confirmed.
online.
Stand by, release control.
All caliper banks released.
The mothership has cleared the scaffold. We are away.
So that beautiful aria, that beautiful start, comes straight after the intro and cinematic, which unfortunately we didn't have sound for, so I skipped it because we didn't have sound for it. But basically, the cinematic explains that you are on this desert world, and you always thought you were alone. You always thought you were this one species on this desert world all by yourself. But then you find
Stand
a spaceship.
by for command line testing.
A spaceship hidden in the desert that holds a stone in the centre of it, and on that stone is carved a galactic map. And on that galactic map is the word home. And suddenly you're here. We have the Karak systems. So the mouse control is very interesting, but we do have a full 3D map. So if I select a couple of units, so I select my 2 resource collectors, I can actually move these guys anywhere in 3D space. I can move them up, down, left, right. I can move them anywhere, and the the visual display for movement is really, really good. So if I want to move them up there, then you can see that now I have this thing saying, right, this is where these people are moving to, and I can just open and close the movement menu so I can see the interaction between the different things. This is my massive, great big satellite menu, which I can get by zooming out and zooming in. And this shows me the whole world. And that's the formation target trial. So that's where it wants me to send my fighters. So what I'm going to do first off is I'm going to set these guys up. I don't need the move command. I want to set these guys up to harvest resources, because these are my 2 harvest units. So I've selected them to harvest resources. They will harvest these asteroids and go off on their own. Over here we have cryo trays that contain the members of our species that have chosen to go off. But first off, it asks me to go out into my map, which I can't remember how to get into now. Nope, that's objectives. That's the mothership, and that's the launch control. So you see, because it's the Homeworld 2 interface, all of this happens on screen. So you can see and you can combat and you can command units while you're doing this. In Homeworld 1, all this was individual screens, so it didn't let you command units while you were doing things like launching ships, setting up resource commands, and setting up building queues and things like that, which made it very much more a stressful situation because you couldn't see what you were doing while you were setting up things. So first things first. No, I don't want to dock them. I want to move them out here. I want to send my fighter ships out in this direction. So if I now close this down and I zoom in on my fighter ships, I can actually see these guys flying out, and I can zoom in. If I select one of them, I can zoom right in and I can see this guy flying his fighter ship out to the formation commands. So basically what it wants me to do is it wants me to try different formations on attacking these vessels. So if I select my ships and I select attack, I can just blow these things up, and my ships will do a decent job. And if I zoom in and I follow this guy, I can follow this guy as he turns round and opens fire. And that's just unformationed flight. So unformationed combat, I've just got my units just puttering around and they will fly without any formation at all. But what I can do is, if I bring these guys down to here, I can actually set them combat formation. So I can set them the basic ones you'd expect. Heavy ships at the front, heavy ships at the back with the medium ships at the front, small ships at the front with the medium ships in the middle and the heavy ships at the back. But what I can also do is I can set combat formations. So if I set, for instance, the claw formation, my ships will now align themselves into a 3D shape like a claw. And then if I decide to attack, that's not attack, where is the attack command? Nope, that's return. I don't want you to return, come over here. Still learning the hotkeys because I haven't played this for ages. The hotkey for attack is control. So now, rather than all splitting up and going after different targets in different places, I can actually see as this claw works, because the things focus their fire down. And even if I select to attack multiple targets, because they're in a claw formation, they will focus their fire on whatever target is nearest to them. And then they'll fly away, spin round and fly back. And we can have circle formations for units that strafe around the target. We can have flat formations for units that do other things. It's really, really interesting. And all this while my resource gatherers have been gathering resources in the background. And for some reason, like, all of the tutorial sounds are off. Can I have access to my menu, please? That's the objectives. That's the mothership and research build queues. I want to access my menu, which it isn't actually giving me access to. Okay. For some reason it doesn't want to give me access to my menu at the moment. So at the moment my current objective is construct a research ship, harvest asteroids and destroy drones. So if I go over to my build menu, I can construct a resource ship from the support class research vessel, and that research vessel is now under construction. So what I'll do is I will dock these guys back at the mothership to get them home, and we'll zoom in on the mothership. Now the mothership has a fighter and corvette bay over here, and it has a capital ship bay on this side. So it is our main construction for our units to start off with. Hey Jason, nope, no paladins today. My laptop is struggling a little bit with the idea of paladins. In fact, my laptop is struggling quite hard with the idea of multiplayer games in general. So our resource ships are happily ticking away and gathering us some resources. And there's our build queue for our mother ship, and out comes our research vessel, which I think should be coming out of the corvette bay. Yes, here it is. So our research vessel pops out. It wants us to do a basic bit of resource processing. This is also a beautiful thing. These are resource... Oh, wait a second. Let's rotate it around so I can actually get into a position where I can see. These are resource docking points on this vessel. Two little resource docking points on the back. These little kind of sticking out spines. And later on vessels that we have that can act as resource docking units have these very specific resource docking centres for the resource units, resource gatherers. You two, don't go passive. There's still reason... Oh no, I've actually gathered all the resources in those asteroids. So unless there's some more in the local area, I think that's all the resources we have to gather. Yep, we've gathered all the resources. So our next objective is probably to do a little bit of research. Construct a research ship, harvest some asteroids, destroy the target drones, and research the fighter chassis. So pop over to research. Again, nice and simple. It costs 200 resource units to start the research, but we can research the fighter chassis. And this is another thing they kind of missed out on. These descriptions and these pictures were much more beautiful in the original version of the game, but in this new interface that came from Homeworld 2, a little bit less so. So again, we can have a look at the progress up here. The research is over on the fighter chassis. We've got corvette and standard fighter building, and this is our list of what ships we can have. Because we only have the mothership, we can have 70 fighters, 42 corvettes, 21 frigates, 15 capital ships of assorted types, 26 resource units, 22 of which are resource collectors, and we can have 30 non-combat units. That seems quite high, but later on in the game when you're facing things like the junkyard dog and things, it counts as surprisingly little. So we finished researching that. So let's see, harvest asteroids, research the fighter chassis. I have researched the fighter chassis. Is this game going to be a pain in the butt? Build us 5 interceptors. Destroy target drones using tactics. Have you given me any target drones to destroy using tactics? Yes, you have. So if we fly out to the target drones using tactics. So what our tactics are is our tactics are passive, a defensive, or offensive. If I flip them over to offensive and leave them in a formation, as long as they are near an enemy unit, I don't really have to do anything. They will start hunting things down. Or should start hunting things down as soon as their move order is finished. There we go. And they will stay in their formation. I can flip them out to a different formation. We can flip them out to a ring formation. So they will now make a ring around one of them. So you can see that they're sort of making a sphere around one of the drones, because that's a protective formation. We can also stick them into a wall formation, which is great for just concentrated firepower. It's wonderful for the multi-gun corvettes that have turrets, because a wall formation allows all the turrets to cross with each other. We can have the standard delta formation. Everyone knows this one from flight sims. I don't know why you'd have the delta formation in a 3D movement one, but it is. Shweeban John! I do love having Shweeban John in the stream with me. So, our next one is to come up. Capture the drone using a salvage corvette. Okay, so we'll flop over to a corvette and we'll grab ourselves a couple of salvage corvettes. So salvage corvettes are fascinating things. Salvage corvettes are one of the things in this game that really made this game for me. And that is that the salvage corvettes allow you to... deselect, please, deselect, thank you. The salvage corvettes allow you to capture enemy vessels, and they allow you to capture a surprisingly wide variety of enemy vessels. We're talking about resources, we're talking about frigates, we're talking about corvettes, and even down to enemy fighters, because in this game there's an interesting thing where as you do damage to an enemy ship, it starts to get slower. Now, the salvage corvette is a corvette class vessel, and because of that, it's not very fast. Actually, that's over there, and that is there. So you can see how the interface actually does help you. I accidentally selected to dock. There. I accidentally selected to dock because I keep putting my fingers on the wrong key. I keep fat fingering the keys. So let's try that again. Out here, the interface allows you, because you can see the little blue marker. I want to go over there. So as you injure enemy corvettes and enemy fighters, they slow down, and you can actually capture enemy corvettes and fighters, even though this thing is quite a big, bulky, slow corvette. It's quite a chunky, slow corvette with the standard little double point cockpit on the front. Most of the corvettes of this particular race have this kind of central corvette body that they all build off, which I think is a beautiful little bit of design, shall we say. Ah, there you are. And we don't just have to focus on our own ships, we can also focus on enemy ships. Oops, that was our ship. We can also focus on enemy ships. So we can zoom in and just sort of like look at the enemy ship. Nice little target drone, just a little pod with a couple of engines and some little detectors set in place to find out how well we're doing. Now, depending on what you salvage, a lot of what you salvage is going to be for capturing. So a lot of what you salvage is going to become yours. Some of what you salvage becomes resources. Some of what you salvage becomes free money, basically, in this game. Beautiful. Excellent, 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 excellent. Objectives. That's that objective complete. So we just have to wait for it to process the drone. And theoretically, it should tell us we are finished. There we go. And there we have our end of game or end of level thing, which is the hyperspace command. And the hyperspace command pulls everything that can be pulled back into the ship. Everything comes in for docking. and then those things that can't dock remain outside, and we teleport them. And we can use quick dock if we're nice and safe. We can quick dock everything in, and then the hyperspace field opens up and consumes our vessel. And that ends each level like that. And some levels you're actually racing to get to that, so you're actually racing to get everyone inside because there's a massive enemy fleet closing in on you. So I'm going to see if I can access the options menu again, because I do want to actually give you some of the audio commands and audio information, because some of the storyline stuff in this is a beautiful thing to see. I got 7 copyright strikes on my last stream, by the way. 7 copyright strikes on my last stream, because apparently the royalty-free, attribution-free music that I'd gotten from a group saying they gave people royalty-free, attribution-free music was complete and utter nonsense. It was not royalty-free and attribution-free. So it's not from objectives. It's not from the speech recall. I can't access it via the escape key. Hello, how do I access the options menu once? Like, I can't even quit out of a mission. That's objectives. I literally can't even quit out of a mission. I've never had this issue before. Yeah, I know objectives. I know there's things that need, like I need to go and find the Castle M, but at the same time... Ah, wait, is it the big symbol? It's the big symbol. It's the big symbol. Of course it's the big symbol. That's why there's no sound. Don't know why there was sound on the first mission then. Let's just tweak these up a little bit more. And then if we go back to the main menu, I'll restart this mission so that we can have the beautiful intro. Single player game. Mission to the outskirts of the Kallax system. And with the way the mission system works, it saves what you built. Because in this game, everything you build carries through to the next mission, or everything you save, because sometimes you have to leave stuff behind. Everything you can get on board your ship and hyperspace with carries through to the next mission. So resource management and ship management is very important.
All hyperspace systems operating at full power.
If the hyperspace targeting system is accurate, we will emerge in close proximity to the support vessel Kar Salim. This ship has spent the past 10 years traveling on conventional drives to reach the outer Karak system. The Kar Salim will monitor the quantum waveform as we return to normal space and assist in tuning our drive control systems. If the hyperspace module malfunctions, the Kar Salim will provide assistance and resupply. Mission objectives will be to dock with the support vessel in order to complete adjustments to the mothership and her drives.
So there's our mission. We have to rendezvous with our support vessel so that we can finish tests on our hyperspace systems. And we are at the outskirts of the Castle M system.
Base jump complete. All systems nominal, and the quantum wave effect has dissipated.
We have misjumped. The support ship is not here. Fleet Command will signal the Kar Salim while we confirm our current position.
This is the mothership calling support vessel Kar Salim. Come in, please. We've misjumped and are requesting your beacon. This is the mothership calling support vessel Kar Salim. Please respond.
Resources locked in.
Interceptor complete.
Priority alert. We have picked up the Kar Salim's automated beacon. Send a probe to make contact and re-establish communications.
So we know where the Castle M is. We've picked up an automated signal beacon from them.
Complete.
So we want to make a little probe.
Clear.
We don't have quite enough resources to make everything we want to make at the moment, so we'll focus on making the probe, and we'll hope our resource people come back soon. I'm going to set up my interceptors and my scouts into a single X formation.
Strike group acknowledged.
So together they will make one nice big X formation. Or 2 X formations apparently. Not quite sure what they're up to doing that, but that'll be fine. And I want to move them just a little bit so that they are in front of my
Strike group
mothership.
locked in.
With my 2 X formations.
Strike group coordinates locked in.
And I'm going to set them to defensive. Our resource miners over here are slowly sucking up this dust cloud, slowly absorbing the dust cloud and gathering the RU units from it. As you can see there, that's their resource set. They've been designed to mine. And you can see there's quite a bit of resources going on, so there's plenty of asteroids, there's a few dust clouds going on around the system. We can, just like in all of these things, hot groups.
Group 1 designated.
Group 1 reporting.
And jump to them.
Copies. Confirmed.
Group 2 designated.
And once we get our first load of resources back, we can make a probe and we can send it off to
Mothership.
examine the Carcelem. And here we can see the different sections. We can see engine, we can see resource drop-off, and we can see the mothership itself. And these things have separate health bars, because they can actually take separate damage, although in the storyline that doesn't really have a major effect. If we research the Corvette drive, we can upgrade some of our vessels and create basic we can create some basic Corvettes. So we're going to get our first resource drop-off, and that'll allow us to finish our probe and also start Corvette drive research. Just like in most tactical games, you don't really want to have money sitting
Probe
around.
complete.
The probe, I'm doing it because it's part of the storyline. Personally, I'd just send a scout ship out there, because a scout ship's actually cheaper than a probe if we have a look. A scout ship's the same cost as a probe. I think they've changed that from the original. So, here we have our map, and there we have the Carcelem's communications array. So we're going to send out our probe to go and establish contact. And I do love following the probe, because as the probe gets a certain distance away from us, it will open its communications beacon, and it will scan for things. Because this is a non-combat unit, it doesn't have anything it can do, it is literally just a high-speed, reasonably well-defended communications and informations relay.
Research complete.
Oh, shit. That's a nice little bit of kind of design there, showing you that these people aren't necessarily a single military force. They're arguing over which way who will go in which direction. And this is why I set up my control group.
Group 1 reporting.
Attack these people,
They're
please.
attacking. The mothership is under attack.
Engage incoming units. The mothership must be defended.
Copy.
You two,
Group 1 copies.
focus
Strike
on the
group reports
fighters.
hostile contact. Group 2
Two.
reporting.
I want you to salvage him.
Reporting.
Salvage that missile corvette.
Group 1. Strike group under enemy attack. Standing by.
Come on, grab that enemy corvette. I want that corvette as my pet corvette. Excellent.
Ready. Strike group under enemy attack. Docking with mothership.
Salvage underway.
Group 1 copies. Strike group reports hostile contact.
We can see that we are slowly taking out the enemy fighters. We zoom in on this enemy fighter.
Strike group receiving fire.
No, stop pressing the middle mouse button, that's not what I would do. You can see that we have little groups of fighters split off, dancing around them, doing the
Strike
action.
group reports hostile contact. Copy. Green line confirmed.
And down here we're going to send this salvage corvette to see if we can grab this guy. This guy's going to stand still because he's facing up against one of my things. Then we're going to grab him nice and quick, and we are going to catch him as well. And this is one of the easy ways in this first mission to kind of sustain yourself very quickly.
Group 1 reports victory.
Group 1 reporting.
Hostile units destroyed. Threat eliminated.
Mothership sustained minor hull damage. Repairs are underway.
Come down here.
The car
Nope,
Salim
don't
has
go
been
over
destroyed.
there. Come over here.
Heavy weapon damage is visible on the remaining fragment. A salvage corvette must be sent to retrieve the mission data recorder.
Docking with mothership. Standing by.
So see over here we've got resource collectors now out here collecting from this asteroid belt.
Group 1 copies.
Because we've got them out here collecting from this asteroid
Strike
belt,
group
I want to
coordinates
set up
locked
a defensive position here. Because I don't want them getting attacked. But if we go back to my mothership, we can see that we now have a standard corvette, and a missile corvette as well, which all have taken a little bit of damage, I think, so they're going to all get docked in, and they're all going to come back out and set up here. I'm going to set them up as another group. Standard corvettes,
Acknowledged.
combat and salvage class. These guys have 2 turrets. You can see one turret there on the left hand side
Signal green.
and one turret there on the right. Because they've got turrets, they're quite good at hitting multiple targets. They make good line defense, but they are just sort of that kind of very basic. They don't fire, they don't have great arcs of fire behind them because you can see the engines get in the way. They've got a little bit of a decent arc of fire in front, and they do a decent amount of damage, and these are standard corvettes salvaged from a race that isn't as powerful as my own.
Copy.
The missile corvette is exactly what it says. It's got 2 big missile batteries, not very good at dealing with fighters, great at dealing with heavy ships. So the salvage corvettes really do add a lot to your thing, a lot to your force early on.
Group 3
So we're going
designated.
to stick those
Drive
into
to
group
idle.
3. So if we have a look out here and we have a look at our objectives, our next objective is to salvage the car Salem. The problem with that is if we send salvage vessels out there, they're going to get attacked, of course.
Confirmed.
So what we're going to do is we're going to set up a defense.
Strike group coordinates
We're going
locked
to send a strike group out, and we're going to move
Group two
in
copies.
the salvage corvettes
Moving to
after it.
destination. Confirmed.
You can see that a couple of our vessels have taken a few knocks, mainly a couple of the scouts. Our interceptors are reasonably tough. And we'll set these guys up just within
group
range
coordinates
of our probe. Once our probe's been fired once, we can't fire it again, we can't move it. It's locked in. But you can see that it's opened its sensor array, and because it's opened its sensor array, this blue sphere here is where we can see. You can see that the light blue sphere is huge from that sensor array, which means we do have a little bit of protection from being jumped on, being attacked by surprise.
Local resources exhausted. Fleet moving on. Group 2.
So what we need is we need the Group 2 to come over here and salvage the hyperspace recon test crew, or recon test ship, to find out what went on. Now this is a way of grabbing a little bit more resources, but we're going to get attacked for it, of course. You can predict that's going to happen. I think the music might be a bit too loud. Hey Bitcoin, welcome to the stream. And hey Brando, nice to be here as well. I will tweak the music volume for you, as you think the music might be a bit loud. I can't really tell from my end. As I said, I'm streaming on the laptop today, guys, so things might be a little bit rough and ready. And there's the ambience as well, which might need to come down a little bit. So if we look down here, we can see our two salvage vessels, which have decided both to sit on top of each other, are salvaging away at the Castle M. If I pull one of you
Priority
off.
alert. Additional hostile units detected on an intercept course with the Car Salim. Protection of the salvage team is a primary objective. It must return to the mothership with the mission recorder. We need that data.
You can see that I've automatically sort of jumped on the fighters straight away. We should be able to put down enough firepower that the fighters won't be able to do much. We can jump over here and we can actually see that
Roger.
this one is one of our 2-1s. If we have any corvettes coming in, we can defend them, defend the salvage corvettes by actually capturing one of the enemy corvettes. And you can see that because we've set them into a formation, they're actually flying around in little formation groups. So here we have one little 5-unit formation group. Depends on how many targets you give them as to how many formation groups they'll split up into, and also what kind of ship they are. Large capital ships rarely split up into multiple formation groups. In the original homeworld, then, you wouldn't have seen them split up into formation groups like this. It was only with the upgrade to the engine given by Homeworld 2 that they could do this multiple group system. But as you can,
Group 1 has defeated the enemy.
they do go with individual things. There's another unidentified enemy fighter there. Oh, there's an enemy fighter back here. That's gotten taken out already.
Salvage team docks safely. Downloading mission data recording.
We're going to chase down these fighters.
What do you mean you detect a hyperspace entry? The mothership isn't due for...
Sir, I have multiple contacts on closing vectors, unknown profiles, no recognition codes.
Strike group under enemy
They're not
attack.
ours.
Well, if they're not ours, who the hell are they?
Sir, they're coming in fast. Check. Incoming fire. We are under attack. They're getting through. Breaches across all decks. Hull integrity failing.
Castle into mothership if you are receiving abort hyperdrive test. Repeat, abort hyperdrive test.
Group 3 copies. Lock all weapons on target.
So I saw the enemy carrier
It's an
there
enemy
and I pulled
carrier.
back.
They appear to be reinforcing their squadrons of fighters and corvettes with it.
Group 3 reports.
We are detecting enemy units advancing on our position. Organize a defensive force to protect the mothership.
Underway.
Back here. They're in a defensive format already. Our salvage corvettes are ready. We can build, because we built the corvette drive, we can build repair corvettes, which I'm going to build one of them, and I'm also going to build 2 more salvage corvettes. Repair corvettes have a docking point for fighters so they can repair in the field.
Stay on top of them. Supporting friendly units. Group 3.
3 is in a defensive position, so that's fine. Group 1 is also defensive at the moment, so they're going to defend as well.
Local resources exhausted, fleet. Moving on. Confirmed.
Repair corvette complete.
Acknowledged.
Group 1 reports victory.
2.
Group 2.
Salvage, what is the quick salvage command? Control G. Control
Salvage
G.
corvette complete.
Salvage these.
Alright, let's heat it up in here.
3.
Group 3 reporting.
Attack
Moving
these.
to intercept. Supporting friendly units. Copy.
See, we've got 2 corvettes up here. But hopefully we will get them... Ooh, they destroyed one of my fighters.
Group
Jammy
1
sod.
has defeated the enemy.
Group 1.
Go after the fighter.
Attack order confirmed. Friendlies under fire. Moving in.
Salvage corvette complete.
Got another salvage
Roger.
corvette coming out, which we can use to salvage the missile corvette.
Strike group under enemy attack. Standing by. Acknowledged. Standing by.
Unless we destroy the missile corvette first, which looks likely.
Group 2 standing by. Group 2 standing by. Group 1.
We've determined that these enemy units are inferior to ours. To protect against penetration of the Karak system, destroy the attacking force completely.
At ease.
Move everyone back.
Moving into position. Group 2 standing by. Strike group reports hostile contact.
We will
Acknowledged.
bind
Group
those
2
to Group 2.
reinforced.
Standing by.
Set
Status
these to
report.
auto-collect.
Collection confirmed. Supporting friendly units. This is looking good. Stay tight. Ready. Group 1.
Group 2 reports enemy contact.
We've got enemy contact. Strike group to battle positions.
Group 2 under attack.
Group 3 reporting. Where's the
Group
escort?
3.
We need cover here. Assume combat station.
Group. This should be Group
Confirmed.
4,
Wingmen tighten it up.
Group
and
4
we can set
designated.
it to
Group 1 reports victory.
repair.
Reporting. Move order confirmed. En route. Moving to destination. Group 1 reporting. Strike group, prepare for assault.
3.
Group 3 reporting.
Move back.
Destination locked in.
2.
Group 2. Strike group receiving fire.
Members of Group 2 that are not capturing that one, capture
Group
that
2
one.
reports enemy contact. Group 1 reports enemy contact.
Copy. I caught one. Group 1 standing by. Strike group attack order confirmed. Strike group under enemy attack. Strike group to battle positions. Group 3. Attack vector laid in.
Group 1 has defeated the enemy.
Group 1 reporting.
Group 1
Docking
dock.
underway. Acknowledged.
Repair corvette,
On
move
our
back.
way.
And you can see how like the tactical game of this plays out.
Group 1.
With capturing enemy vessels and building up
Group
your
1
own forces.
reporting.
Fighters docking in and out to reload and recharge.
Docking signal green. Strike group attack order confirmed. Group 3 copies.
Group 3 reports victory.
Attack coordinates locked in. Group 2.
Group 2 under attack.
Copy. Resources exhausted.
Group 1
Hold down
reports
Y
victory.
and tell
Group
that to
1
repair
under
everything.
attack.
Repairs initiated. Group 2 copies. Roger.
Members of Group 2 that haven't captured that one, go
Group
after this
3
one.
has defeated the enemy.
Strike
1.
group to battle positions.
Down
Group 1
after here.
reporting. Strike group to battle positions. Roger.
2.
Group 1 has defeated the enemy.
Green
Grab
line
this.
confirmed.
Missile corvette's very useful. You can't get missiles until the capital ship stage later on in the game. This is the only chance you have of getting corvettes with missiles. They're very powerful, very dangerous, but pretty easy to
Group
capture.
1 standing by. Strike group attack order confirmed. Standing by. Group 1 standing by.
Now what I can do is I can look at my set of
Standing by.
standard corvettes. See, I have 3, and I can add in my
Confirmed.
missile corvettes. That can be
Group
Group 3.
reinforced. Group 1 reports victory.
Group 1 standing by. Strike group to battle positions. Group 3. Group 2 copies. Group 3 reporting.
Move in this direction, Group
Moving
3.
to destination. Strike group under enemy attack. Group 1.
Group 1 has defeated the enemy.
Group 3 copies.
Group 1 reports enemy contact.
Attack vector laid in. Group 1 copies. Strike group prepare for assault. Group 3.
Set them to
Defensive perimeter
defensive,
set.
set 1
Group
to
1
defensive.
standing by. Defensive perimeter set. Group 3 copies. Group 2 standing by. En route. Group 3. Moving to destination. Friendlies under fire. Moving in. Group 1 standing by.
Group 2 reports enemy contact.
Strike group prepare for assault.
Group 3 reports enemy contact.
Intercept course punched in. Stay on top of them.
So we should be able to just burn through things reasonably quickly now.
Group 1 standing by. Strike group attack order confirmed. Group 3 reporting. Target confirmed.
Enemy units are retreating. Objectives complete. Stand by for immediate return to Karak.
Copy.
Not you. You continue to capture that one.
Acknowledged.
It's the other twos.
Roger.
That's a standard Corvette. I want
Confirmed.
to grab this.
Resource collector awaiting orders.
You guys can
Reporting.
go back and
Docking
dock.
with mothership. Roger.
You guys can go
Docking
back
with
and dock.
mothership. Acknowledged.
Are we going to catch up on him? That is the question. Or is he getting further and further away?
Group
He is
1
getting further and
reports
further
victory.
away.
On our way.
So, you guys can dock as
Ready.
well, because we're not going to be able to catch him in
Docking
time.
with mothership.
Mothership.
Reporting.
Resource collector still collecting resources. And although it's one of these bits at the end of the mission where you kind of wish it would just auto collect all the resources on the map, it's kind of important. See you, Shweeb. Have a good one. Little bit of the homeworld, so it's a pity Shweeb is leaving, because Shweeb's going to miss out on the kind of the core bit of this that is, in my opinion, really kind of the important bit of this. What have we got in the launch category? Ships. We have 6 fighters, 4 of which are interceptors. We need more.
Assembly underway. Construction underway. Berths are clear. Assembly underway.
Interceptor complete. Interceptor complete.
Group 2. Construction underway. Construction underway.
Interceptor complete.
Berths are clear.
Interceptor complete.
So we're just
Interceptor
finishing off
complete.
construction, because I know what's coming in the next
Repair
mission.
Corvette complete. Interceptor complete.
So we've got a couple of repair
Interceptor
corvettes,
complete.
Confirmed.
which we're going to put onto Group 4.
Group 4 reinforced.
Interceptor complete.
Group 1 copies. Docking with mothership.
Interceptor complete. Salvage Corvette complete. Interceptor complete.
Group 1 reporting. Copy.
Group 1 reinforced.
New formation acknowledged. Docking underway.
There's no real point to take the fighters over...
Corvette
Sorry, the
complete.
scouts over the fighters. They're a little bit faster, but the interceptors do so much more damage and have so much more HP.
Reporting.
Group 2 reinforced.
We don't have any more research. Oh no, we do have the Corvette chassis research, which we can get done in this mission. This is great. You can see they've lined up to get repaired at the repair Corvette. If I zoom in on the repair Corvette, you'll see that they come underneath, they get repaired at the little docking port, and then they zoom out, and they all flip over. There is a little bit of clipping, but that's the way this game works. Over on the research vessels, we're also going to have an interesting little thing. You can see the resource vessels are interestingly shaped, and you can see that when we build 2 resource vessels, these 2 resource vessels are actually going to clamp themselves together on the little connector on the side. And once you've built, I think it's 8 research vessels, or it might be 6. No, I think it's 8 research vessels. You make a full circle of research vessels, and that's your maximum research speed achieved there and then.
Group 1 reporting.
Roger.
Group 1 reinforced.
Acknowledged.
Research complete. New research available.
So if you set up
Strike group
corvettes
confirmed.
into a wall formation like this, wow, heavy corvette upgrade as well. Not worth the cost at the moment, because instead we want to be building another repair
Berths are
corvette and another salvage corvette.
Construction underway.
And at the moment we have, as you can see, a huge number of normal corvettes, missile corvettes. We have 4 missile corvettes and 7 normal corvettes. And you can see that with this arrayed the way it is, only things behind them are really going to get a chance at shooting at them. These things
Repair
are
corvette complete.
basically all overlapping each other with their shooting ranges, so things that even come in between them are going to get shot by the other corvettes in the group, which makes it a really good formation to hold.
Salvage corvette complete.
Group 2
We're going to go down to the salvage corvettes. We are going to add
Standing
you
by.
into the
Group
salvage
2
corvettes.
reinforced.
Group 3 reporting.
Group 3 standing by.
Group 4 copies.
Acknowledged.
Group 4 reinforced.
Group 1 copies.
And you can see you can have different sections of the same formation in different groups. So we now have 2 X formations, each with 8 units in it. Can I add a
New
third X
formation
formation?
acknowledged.
No, I can't. But this gives
Strike
you a
group
little bit of
coordinates locked in.
flexibility in how you deploy your people. So we've got 400 units left. I'm actually going to build another
Assembly
repair
underway.
corvette because if I know what's coming in the next mission. It's an absolute nightmare. What is coming in the next mission is an absolute nightmare.
Reporting.
Resources locked in.
There are some resources all the way out there.
Standing by.
Repair corvette complete.
Moving to destination. Resources downrange. Ready.
And the reason we want lots of repair corvettes is we want to try and
Ready.
save as many people as we can in the next
Standing
mission.
by. Standing by. Confirmed.
Group 4 reinforced.
Doesn't look like anyone's watching at the moment, unfortunately. I suppose everyone is a little bit bored by Homeworld. Which I suppose I can understand. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to check how many resources are left over where this guy is resourcing. Where are you going to resource? You're going to resource from that. 232, 187. There's some resources left over here. I'm going to let this tick through and gather all the resources, and then I'm going to hyperspace out to the next mission, and I'm going to leave it at that, homeworld wise. Can probably build a resource collector
Assembly underway.
for 600.
Copy.
Once I get resource managers, it will be much quicker for me to collect resources, because I'll be able to send a resource manager out to sit next to these resource patches with the resource collectors, so they won't have to come all the way back to the mothership to gather resources. It will just be a case of hopping them backwards and forwards to and from the resource collector managers rather than just the mothership. You can also do that with carriers, and you can do that with the larger repair frigates as well, I believe.
Acknowledged.
Resource collector complete.
Confirmed. Ready.
Collection confirmed.
Off you go, do a little bit of collecting for me.
Nothing but gravel out here. Acknowledged.
Strike group moving into position. Confirmed. Ready. Resources downrange. Acknowledged. Collection confirmed.
So it is one thing you have to be careful with in this game, is your resource collectors will wander off and they can get sniped out quite easily. You can see there's a few patches of resources around here. In this area there's 711 resources total amid all the patches that are salvageable. You can see over here that it will say 0 RU, 0 RU, and that's, I think, all of the RU on this map. But the maps are beautifully designed because they do have your resource gatherers
standing by.
smegging off and costing quite a lot if they get destroyed.
Green line confirmed.
So I can recollect my probe, so I'm going to go and send my salvage corvette off to collect the probe back while we finish up our resource mining. Salvage corvette, of course, much faster than the resource haulers, so it's going to be able to do this in about the same amount of time, even though it's set off much later. The probe won't do us a huge amount of good, but it'll allow us to collect the probe back. The probe will likely get sniped off in the next mission pretty much instantly. In the customizer you can customize colours, you can customize the colours of the trails and things. So there's a lot of customization for your people, for your ship designs. And you can also play as Taidan if you desperately wanted to. Wait, I can salvage this? What is it saying I can salvage? It's saying I can salvage the resource collector. Okay. Interesting little choice, I suppose. Don't remember ever picking my probe back up again. How do I connect to it?
Understood. Coordinates confirmed.
Can I not pick up the probe?
Local resources exhausted, fleet. Moving on.
Apparently I can't. So now we have exhausted all of the local resources, which I will just double check to make sure we have. Nope, there's a few more resources here. Just gathering up the last of them.
Acknowledged.
In the meantime,
Ready.
I can send this guy
Docking with
home.
mothership. Roger.
In our Corvette section, we can now build light Corvettes, and light Corvettes only have a single gun slung
There's nothing
underneath
left
the
out here.
turret, slung underneath the cockpit. So they're not really worth building for a very small. I mean, it does cost 600 in research, 500 in research, but for a very small increase in cost, you can have double turrets, which for this particular species is 2 turrets under slung, I believe, rather than 1 turret left, 1 turret right, which does mean they're vulnerable to attack from the top. But later on you can get multi-directional turret assemblies, and that allows you to have multi-gun turrets which have 4 guns on top and 4 guns on the bottom, I believe. They do less damage versus Corvettes because they're slightly smaller guns, but they're great for taking out fighter swarms.
Stand down. We're on hold.
And I got my resource units for the quick dock because the resource guys were there. I think I will end the stream probably because I haven't got any viewers and He's alright. This happens. At least I know I can stream from my laptop, even if it is a little bit more awkward. I could set up the TV as a secondary screen, which would allow me to see the chat more easily. I'll skip that because that's the storyline and no one's watching, so there's no point in showing off the storyline.
Mothership.
No one's left. Everything's gone. Karak is burning.
Karak is being consumed by a firestorm. The scaffold has been destroyed. All orbital facilities destroyed. Significant debris ring in low Karak orbit. Receiving no communications from anywhere in the system. Not even beacons.
Wait. On the maintenance frequency, I'm getting a signal from the cryo tray systems in orbit. One of them is suffering a massive malfunction.
The cryo trays are under attack. Defend them. These ships are different from those we encountered at the Kar Salim. It is likely they were involved in the destruction of Karak. Capture at least one vessel for interrogation, and destroy the rest.
Group 1 copies. Light fire confirmed. All right, hang in there. Ready. Roger. Lock all weapons on target. Group 1. Target confirmed. Acknowledged.
Not enough salvage corvettes anyway. Although enough repair corvettes to keep my species alive at least. For the
Group
most
3
part.
reports victory.
Roger.
Enemy frigate captured.
Collection confirmed. Group 3 standing by. Attack vector laid in. Group 2 reporting. Watch your 6.
Hostile
watch your
vessel
course.
captured.
Stay on top of them.
Crew interned. Interrogation is underway. While searching the enemy ship's computer systems, we came across these flight recordings. Stand by for playback.
Yeah,
Getting
so
banged around here.
that mission is particularly difficult. I'm not going to continue playing that mission because no one's really watching. Over on player profiles, so we can accept the new profile and we can go to options, I believe it is. Not options. Is it still in player profiles? Edit profile. Edit profile. We can set up different symbols, and we can set up different designs, and we can also preview the Halgaran, Higaran, which are the base race, the Vigia, the Kushan. Oh no, the Kushan are the base race, and the Taidan. The Higaran are the pirates, and the Vagia are the support for the Taidan. Then you've got the Kushan, which are us, and the Taidans. And you can actually play different races at different times. You can set up different stripe colours and things. So you can set up different pre-selected colours as well. So you can see if we go over to this and we go to the Kushan, who are us, we can set this so that it's a nice deep purple, And then we can have our stripe colour be a nice, let's say black. We can even make our base colour a little bit darker. And we can select our badge from the group of badges. As far as the Kushan badges go, I quite like the yellow badge. So there is a painting option, and you can see the different movies, the credits, the intro movies, etc. It's a nice little game. Not massively. You'd probably kick my ass, Yuko, to be fair. You would probably kick my ass. I think I'm going to jump over onto some Rogue Legacy. So let's switch OBS Game Capture across to Rogue Legacy. Excellent. And we'll switch over onto here and we will tweak the music volume because my microphone on this setup is not quite as good. No one's really watching, so I'm just doing this stream for myself to keep myself distracted. So we've got a paladin who is colorblind with the scythe spell. Not terrible. Nothing we can buy in there. Can we afford anything interesting? Nope, doesn't look like it. No, that's not what I wanted to do. Yep, let's get rid of our gold and let's run on in. Pretty basic game, very much Metroidvania. The colourblind stat means we're all in black and white now. Gotta get all your gold. This is a challenge room in a way, in that it's a challenge to get back up to the top, but no challenge to get to the bottom, because you can just drop down the side. I have got a blood sword, I think, or is it a blood cape, which is allowing me to regenerate HP when I kill things. But that is a double-edged sword because it will reduce my overall HP. Early on, one-shotting everything. Ooh, not one-shotting Charites. Must remember, I am not one-shotting Charites. Also not one-shotting the Knights, but that's to be expected. A couple of free pennies from destroying terrain. You should always try and make sure you get as many of the free bits of money as you can. Just makes the game that much easier. The little randomised timer between when they fire again means that if you enter a room with 7 of them, they do fall out of sequence, which is quite tricky in a way. Hop, jump, jump. Not really sure if there's any way I could avoid taking damage there. I am playing like trash. So I'm playing on a laptop keyboard, which makes it much, much harder. Ooh, chance to win prizes. Let's do it. Can we hit 8 targets? Not on a laptop keyboard, I can guarantee you that. But we can get a little bit of extra gold from this. Oh! Oh, I'm getting terrible. I actually have completed these 10 for 10 or 8 for 8 targets in the past. There we go. 30 gold. 40 gold. Nah. We got 40, what, we got a couple of hundred gold from that? Don't get to try it again, unfortunately. But we made a little bit of money from it. Which is about all I could expect. A little bit of extra cash. And that is the name of the game, especially early on. And this is quite an early on save. The name of the game is making cash. Cash so that your future children are more powerful. More powerful future children means more cash, which means better chances at getting more powerful children. Which means higher level bosses go down much more easily. Blueprint! So we can now make a knight's sword if we can afford to make one. Easy in and out with that trap broom. Not much of an issue at all. Pop. Pop. Take out as much of the enemy grouping as we can. This is a teleport to a new area, which we don't want to use. So instead we'll teleport back to the start area. Should I say a doorway to a new area? Oh, boss. Mini-boss. Not going to fight that mini-boss because I'm not strong enough to. Don't have a weapon that can kill them. That room is a nightmare. Defeat all enemies to get a fairy chest. What are the enemies that I must defeat? There's a line of them. Theoretically. Nope. Not getting them. don't have the spell to beat them. Oh, there we go. Yeah, not an easy read, unfortunately. Well, no one's watching, so I think I'm just going to end the stream. See you guys.